We're here. For those of you just now tuning in, my name's CarmelOP. We are currently trying to free Paul Denton and survive this room. One more big guy that's gonna fuck me up if I'm not careful. I need ammo, please. Please attack him. Is my thing not attacking him? Oh, hey. Ammo. Okay, we're good. We're fine. We got enough ammo to get us through this. Where's he at? Bam. Yeah, that's a flashbang I do not want to stare at. Okay, let's find some more ammo because we're going to need it. I hope that Paul is not a cripple when he comes out, because I really need some help here. No, revive Paul Denton. Jesus, that's loud.
Tracer Tong is coordinating with him from Germany.
You look like one of the test subjects.
Alex Denton. JC said I was one of the MJ-12 experiments.
Of course, Alex. Sorry, they say the brain freeze snaps off a few dendrites. So it's time. Your biomod architecture, it's universal? That's what reversed my coma?
Yes. JC wants you to meet him at Liberty
These camera
Island.
angles, y'all.
Won't be easy leaving New Cairo, though. The Templars have seized the arcology.
Don't worry about me. I didn't just come back from the dead to get killed hours before the big event. Join us at the statue. As MJ-12 used us, we've used you. But the commodification of ability is about to end.
Well done, Alex. Paul will join me on Liberty Island. I've constructed a machine that will populate the atmosphere with the particles that make up our biomod architecture. I may need your help against the force of Templars that has intervened. More when you arrive. Contact your pilot with the Flight Bay 23 beacon. Don't worry about Paul. I will arrange for his extraction.
Okay, so we have no help.
I don't think I'm going to ignore a threat to the world I brought back from ashes 20 years ago. Collapse was the work of your good brother, JC Denton, remember? My commandos will be waiting for you on Liberty Island, and so will I. By the way, Miss Clara Sparks is now dead.
Okay, she's dead. I mean, I really don't care. Okay, I'm just crouching through here so I can grab an ammo clip or two. There's that one. I don't want to seem like oh, I don't care, but I don't care about a side character that really has not had that big of an impact in the game. At first she was our enemy for some reason, then now she's not. I don't know. Okay. Do not tell me. One's up here. Do not tell me that.
I should take a closer look.
No, you should not take a closer look.
Grim injuries.
Okay, well, there's that.
Now
Well,
what?
those are still registered friendly, so they can stay that way. I guess it might be that pop singer's security detail or whatever. Excuse me. Alright, let's call for extraction.
Denton is ready for your help. Without you, the procedure cannot work.
What procedure?
He needs to upgrade the Helios core by merging it with your systems. With access to a living host, Helios will be able to regulate the planet-wide distribution of the biomod architecture.
So I'm going to be merged with Helios just like JC is?
Every person on Earth
Yep.
will be merged to one degree or another.
Okay, I'm okay. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's get out of here.
You have proven to be a great ally, Alex. JC looks forward to opening a new era in human history with you by his side.
Does he really? Or are you just saying that? Oh, you are picking this in? Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to align with JC. Okay, oh, this is Liberty Isle. Shit.
Paul has already joined me inside the statue. Before my machine will work, however, we need the Aquinas protocol specification from a computer on the lower level of the NATCO. Yes, the machine taps into MJ-12's whole network, but this time the network will be a tool for everyone.
Okay, so are we on Liberty Island, the actual Liberty Island, or is it just called something else? Yeah, I guess we are. Okay. We got dropped off on the, let's see, north-south, so we're over here somewhere. Yeah, we're on the west side. Oh my god. But hold on, well, I haven't seen that before. Is that supposed to be like the walkers from like the first game, kind of? That? Oh no, never mind. I have seen it before, just not from this angle. Never mind. Okay, so that's a way to get in, I guess. But why is this place covered in like, is this rubble or is this supposed to be snow? All the trees are dead, so it could be snow. Or it's cold, but it also could just be like a wasteland up here. I'm doing a quick save just in case anything happens.
I'm on the North Dock. Come see me.
You're on the North Dock. Come see you. I will if I can ever get to the get the chance to do it. Yeah, if you would have chosen another pilot, you would have had a funny interaction. So if you want to know or not, don't want to spoil it for you. Go ahead and let us know, because I'm probably not going to. Oh, come on, dude. This place is crawling with people. Oh wait, is that? Oh, it's friendly. Okay. That guy's not friendly though. Okay, hold on. What are we doing exactly? Locate the computer containing the Aquinas specification at the lower level of UNATCO. Nothing you need to worry about, bro. Okay, so we are on the north side docks. Yeah, I'm guessing everything's frozen over. Ah, fuck off. Poison. Okay, I don't... Maybe I want to activate those for help? Oh no, it's the bum shack!
Why aren't you at the statue with JC?
I can't leave these bots unattended, or they might fall into the hands of one of our enemies.
Are their legs frozen or something?
The bots are fine. It's cracked processors in the housing units that have prevented me from bringing them online. JC warned me that the eutactic nature of the statue reconstruction would require him to drop the temperature. But this is quite extraordinary.
How's he able to control the weather?
You can do it with a nanite swell. The particles absorb kinetic energy, which is then emitted as light. By the time I arrived, though, the glow had subsided, so our choppers had no warning and crossed into the zone too quickly.
Can the housing units be repaired?
Yes, it's a simple repair. I just seem to have left Trio without any multi-tools.
Okay, easy repair. The other pilot would have increased payment every time, and before this level he would have just taken the most money and promised to make an airstrike against your enemies and charge even more. But as soon as he drops you off, he flies away with all your money doing nothing useful. That does sound funny. Okay, so I can probably activate 2 of these bots, I guess. I guess that's what the game wants me to do. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and activate this one. If we can find one more, cool. If not, oh well. I probably shouldn't be using my only multi-tools on this, but it is what it is. Probably really shouldn't have done that, knowing that there's going to be these tough as shit enemies later on. But we gotta get into the UNATCO headquarters somehow, so those bots roaming around here should help. I think it's... let's not go that way. I think it's pretty, like some of my favorite things, is when, like, you get to revisit old places in games, like in the sequels and such, like in Metal Gear Solid 4, how you get to revisit Shadow Moses in a way. Okay, that's... No. Don't look over here. Oh my god, don't come here!
You must have no idea who you're messing with.
You love revisiting Tristam and Diablo 2. Yeah, like, stuff like that, or like, what was it, Blackwater in, Blackwater in Red Dead 2? You know? Just like fun stuff. Oh god! Let's not go that way. I guess multiple factions are on the island just fighting for power. Okay, I think we're good. Where does that go? South dock? Don't really need to go there. Even the fact that this level's separated into multiple parts kind of tells us like how bad like the limitations on the original Xbox were, because with one, like you got this whole level plus the actual Statue of Liberty. Okay, let me look at the journal really quick. So statue entrance. I guess we want to go into Bunker K. Yeah, we don't want to go to the Illuminati. Ooh. No, we want to... Yeah, I doubt we can go into UNATCO, but I need to backtrack just to make sure. Just to confirm that we can't go in that way. I'm sure we can't, but I do want to make sure. That way, I don't miss anything and have to reload for no reason. Oh my god!
Where are you?
Someone there?
Nope, nobody's here. Did they really not see me? I guess not. Oh my gosh, fucking spider bot. Oh hey, Gray, he might help. Okay, so here's the main entrance to the What?
It's hard to believe that our hard work is nearly done.
Are you sure we can trust JC, even after the merger in Antarctica? Have you looked around? All he's done, I have to wonder about his sanity.
This is what we've been working toward ever since I uncovered the truth about UNATCO and MJ-12, even if I didn't realize it at the time. I trust his vision.
He intends to give every human being an nanite infusion. That doesn't seem drastic to you?
His vision isn't easy to comprehend because he's operating on a higher level now. We just have to trust his wisdom, and soon we'll all share in it.
They also wanted to make destructible environments, I think, but after they saw that even lighting makes Xbox run games in 15 FPS, they had to lay down this concept. Oh, there's JC too. Okay, you know what? They can do whatever they're going to do. Okay, so that dude Leo wants to work against us as well. What the fuck? Was I not supposed to go this way? Because the Dentons just died in front of me. Maybe I don't go in there. Because if an NPC can kill them, I'm pretty sure I get locked out from the ending. So maybe we don't go in there. Locate the... Okay, so let's go to UNATCO. Let's haul ass to UNATCO. Yeah, I think I might have accidentally just killed them, and I would have locked myself out of an ending. Okay, yeah, Gray, you can just do whatever you're going to do. No. How about we don't do that? How about you don't shoot rocket launchers point blank? Hold on, where are we? We are... Oh, whoops. We are here. So I need to go this way and down an alley. Okay, too easy. I doubt that goes where I need to. Nope, does not. Motherfucker. Oh, come on!
Covering the combat by UNATCO. I'm ready. Let's talk. Time to decide who we're gonna bring down first. Is that you out there, Alex? I saw one of the leaders go down. They're made of flesh just like you and me. Forget their schemes. Wipe them all out and destroy whatever it is JC didn't build inside the statue. I'm serious. Meet me at the combat if you want some help.
Then one of them. Okay, so hold on. Hold on. Let's reload one more time. I got a feeling one of the twins are, or one of the, yeah, the twins are dying, and it's fucking up the ending. Okay, hold up. We need to get to the lower level of UNATCO, so let's do that first. I have to go this way because I feel like if I bring the combat towards them, that, Jesus Christ, guys, stop. Okay, I can't go that way. Maybe we just, go the long way around. Jesus Christ, on a bike. Okay, we go the long way around. That's fine. That's fine. We just double back. Not that big of a deal. Just a bit of a headache. I know we're close to the end. That's the worst part. Because, like, all the factions are here fighting amongst each other, so... We are at the end. Well, no, Bunker K doesn't have anything. It gets me in here, but I need to get inside UNATCO. Unless Bunker K is another way in there, which is a possibility, I guess.
Is someone there? You can't.
Just keep running. Just keep running. Oh, did they kill the big mech? Those sons of bitches, they killed the big mech. No, nothing over here. Nothing for you to worry about. So yeah, if we go the long way around, we prevent we prevent the Denton brothers from breaking out. Unless we want to, like, that seems like a secret ending to kill all the leaders, which, you know. Oh, god damn it. Okay. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, does it? Because they can come out that front door at any moment. Let me go ahead and use a biocell. Okay, so. Don't tell me you fucking see me, you assholes! God damn it! Oh my god! Why are there 3 of them? God damn it, this area is impossible. Okay, that's not hurting him at all. No, dude, you want to, like, I don't know, not be out in the open quite yet? Okay, I think we're good. For the time being, at least. Jesus. Do you have anything I can steal? Nothing really worth a damn. I don't even want the black market biomod. Come on, don't come this way. Okay, what do you want, Leo?
I'm freezing my ass off out here. The Omar shut down my enviro suit remotely. What are we gonna do?
They're searching for data that will let them restore the pre-collapse communications grid.
Which they will appropriate for themselves, whoever finds it first.
That's the impression I get.
It doesn't take a genius to see that they all want one thing, to force their system or whatever on the rest of us. The world is doing just fine without a supreme leader.
We can't just walk away from this.
We can after we eliminate the leadership of these factions and destroy whatever it is JC Denton is building inside the statue.
You mean kill everybody on the island?
The leaders, the ones dragging the rest of the planet into this mess. JC Denton's utopia machine, whatever it is. I'm ready to back you up. Just give me an assignment.
Do we send him after the? No, I'm just gonna have him hang out right
Hang tight
here.
for now.
Whatever you
I don't want him to die.
I brought you something from Cairo, by the way. The biomod canister on the crate over there. It was a payment from the Omar. Personally, I'm done with biomodification.
Okay, good for you, bro. Is there a dude down here? Oh, I hear a mech. Do I have an EMP grenade on me? I do. Hopefully it works. I mean, it kind of did.
I just sent my commandos into UNATCO to make sure you don't transmit the protocol data to the wrong place.
Okay, so good old UNATCO, here we come. I wonder if we're really going to be able to, like, if we're really going to be able to explore a lot of this area. Like, you know, or if it's just going to be like 5 rooms and that's it, because that's a good possibility. Who are you, dude? Okay, you're a bum.
Dumbest nickname I ever heard.
Excuse me? That's what I thought. Nothing back here. Yeah, really. I mean, it looks like UNATCO. I mean, it's not hard for them to rebuild it. Have I played Cyberpunk 2077 by any chance? No, I have not. Well, I've tried it, and it's like one of those games where I sit down to play it, and I'm just like, no, I'm not feeling it. And I've given it like 4 or 5 tries. I just cannot get past like the first hour, and I just check out mentally. Hardest level and least ammo. Well, yet. I mean, we got plenty of bums, so maybe they can help. Maybe, I doubt it. Nobody. Nobody's here. This is JC's old office, I think. Yeah, I think this is his office.
What is this nonsense?
I mean, if I can just wait her out, I think we'll be okay. If she can just turn around and go the other direction. Unless the bitch walks in here, then I'm...
Seems that the trespasser has fled. Anyone there?
Wait, hold on, is this bitch... Are you telling me that, like, she can hear me crouch? I get that I don't have the passive that makes it to where she can't hear me. But the fact that I'm crouching alone should make it to where I move silently anyway. Get out of my way. Come on, there's gotta be ammo somewhere. Just sitting around here. These people don't even drop ammo for me. That really sucks. Okay, well, they've destroyed Manderley's office, which we didn't leave it in good condition either way. Okay, good to know that the toilets still work, though. Yeah. He's... Okay, well, oh, man, we... Come on!
Watch your step. Injuries may occur. What's that?
Oh my god, I'm just gonna have to fucking bolt it through here. And just hope to God that... I really don't know what I'm doing, to be honest with you. Why the fuck did I stop? Okay, Aquinas control room, cool. Alex Jacobson's old office.
Transmit the Aquinas specification to the WTO orbiting science platform affiliate. Most of humanity wants to rebuild, Alex. Ignore them, and what are you fighting for? Not freedom, not democracy. Then what?
These machines were built before you were born. Would you like some help figuring them out?
I can manage.
I remember a time when they were operational. They were the backbone of pre-collapse society.
And they called it Aquinas. That's about all I need to know.
No one knew that name.
By the 2050s, communications protocols had become successively more comprehensive and classified, until there was only one protocol, synonymous with all economic activity, yet managed by a very small group of people.
Didn't you get the message when I rescued Paul? If I bring the system up, it won't be for the Templars.
I am the only world leader who would use this network against machine evolution. Please, nothing but obsolescence awaits humanity if we go back to microsecond economics. Revive Aquinas and assign hub privileges to our computing center in Munich.
I'll think about it.
Do this for the Templars, then help us reconfigure JC's contraption to disperse a nanite capsid predator, and we will end the plague of biomodification once and for all.
Okay, hold on. Let me make a hard save. That way... Okay, I'm going to remember that. That way when I come back and get footage for endings, I have somewhere to come back to. But we're going with the ending I want, which is to help the Dentons. Upload spec to JC Denton.
You're clear. Now come to the statue. I need a direct interface with your biomodifications in order to structure Helios properly. To be the center of a civilization, an electronic mind must mirror the intelligences of the citizens. We will be the models.
Okay, so let's just bum rush it to the end, I guess? I don't know. Fuck off, fuck off.
You will regret this.
No, I won't. Fuck you. Oh god, there's one right in front of me. And I'm out of bioenergy things. Okay, let me go ahead and use my last health kit. Not that it's going to really matter that much. This is looking to be rough. You know, you don't have to. You don't have to do that. Just, stop shooting at me. Let me guess, the Templars are going to come after me now. You know, I complained about the level loading in the first game. It's nothing compared to this. It's nothing compared to this. How you constantly have to switch in between areas. Not even close.
Who's there? Now you'll see death.
No!
I'm not letting you off so easy.
I need to get to the statue. It's right there. I just need to not die to some random stray bullet. Please. Okay, let's get in here. Fuck them. Okay.
Welcome. It's hard to believe that our hard work is nearly done.
Are you sure we can trust JC, even after the merger in Antarctica? Have you looked around? All he's done. I have to wonder about his sanity.
This is what we've been working toward ever since I uncovered the truth about you.
Bro, I would be on the floor if I had to take a shot for every time Elgato popped on the screen.
He tends to give every human being an nanite infusion. That doesn't seem drastic to you?
His vision isn't easy to comprehend because he's operating on a higher level now. We just have to...
Okay, we already sat through this.
You have the Aquinas protocol, and here I am. Your enemies are defeated.
I have no enemies, merely topographies of ignorance. The people drift aimlessly, collecting into clans wherever they find a glimmer of knowledge.
Bro, that's a bar. If you threw that in a drill song, I have no enemies, just topographies of ignorance.
And ultimately in the bloodstreams of every last human being.
It's impolite to stare.
That's a fucking bar.
Helios will speak. Year of our union, 125. Our consensus remains clear. Yes, we will prolong this second century of peace. Economic automation is complete. Our research will now encompass other frontiers. Yes, this is the consensus we have created. Our unity will soon be absolute. The remaining boundaries are vanishing. Yes, share your mind with everyone. Open yourself. Your needs are the needs of all. Let us understand and be transformed. Yes, transform each other and transform yourselves. The only frontier that has ever existed is the self. Helios has spoken.
It really is of importance not only what men do, but also what a man. That's too fast for me to read, and that was it. Huh. Well, that was Deus Ex Invisible War. One of the endings, at least. I'm not going to go after the other endings on stream. We got one. We finished it. Now time for the end of stream review. Let me find the full. Yeah, there it is. The 10-point review system. Okay. So for those of you who have not made it through an ending, or have made it to an end of the stream, this is pretty much what I go by. This is pretty much how I look at a game, and then I give it a score. Let's see, that the game took roughly, how long we got in the game? Minus 20 minutes. 5.2. No, there's no way it's only 5.2 hours. No way. Hold on, let me see what Steam says. 9.3 minus 20 minutes, so 9 hours. The game took 9 hours, essentially. So let's do that. That way it's back up and running. No way, the background's just not blank. Okay. So the game took 9 hours. Are we good, Deus Ex? Are we having problems? Okay, we're having problems from Deus Ex, but that's okay. Let's see. Go ahead and get rid of this. Bam, 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 bam. So this is going to take a minute. These post-game reviews, we've had some take an hour before, because like the point of this is for me to get, speak my mind. Give feedback from the audience of what they think, and where things could be better, how they were unimpressive, what your opinions are as we go through this. So, looking at it objectively, a game from 2003, or on the original Xbox, it looked okay, I guess, serviceable. Let's see your Xbox games 2003, top Xbox games 2003. I'm going to look these up really quick. That way I have a kind of an idea of what I can compare it against. Let's see. So Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1 came out in 2003. Okay, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time came out in 2003. What else? A bunch of sports games. I don't count those because those don't matter. Beyond Good and Evil came out in 2003. Okay, so it's on. Oh, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3 came out in 2003. Damn. Okay. And the best Lord of the Rings game of all time, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Okay, so graphically it's on par, right? It's on par with everything else. Does it look amazing? No. Does it look terrible? Also no. It's on par. Oh, Metal Arm's glitch in the system. I remember that. The Simpsons Hit and Run. God, a lot of bangers came out in 2003. I did not know that. Okay. But anyway, graphically nothing was hard to read. There were some things that were ugly and hideous, like the aliens, but looking at it, it didn't look terrible. It looked like a game that belonged in 2003. Nothing that makes you like question, texture quality or anything like that. It just looks on par. So objectively, this is fine graphically, and subjectively, I think it's fine too. Some of the alien models were kind of ugly, but other than that, textures served their purpose. Nothing was crazy out of place, nothing blinding. Things were easily readable, if you look at enemies and try to aim at them and all that fun stuff. Sound. Ambience? No. So sound is a problem in the game. Sound is loud. Sound is annoying. Audio levels are everywhere. The voice acting is also everywhere. So pretty much not that big of a step up from the first game, because the first game had some questionable voice acting, especially with Asian characters. But it gets even louder than the first game, which is wild. So I think most people will run into issues where they'll just have to turn down their speakers on more than one occasion, or their headphones. They'll have to go in and tweak some of the audio settings, or if there are even any, if there is a decent amount of audio settings. I didn't even look, because I'm lucky to get this motherfucker to run. So I think objectively that will get a 0. Like, sure, the weapons sound good, they sound their part, but the audio balancing and the quality of the mics they use and the recordings they use is all over the place. Also, they sound like they're reading from a script, like I do when I do my full-on reviews. So I think that's fair. As for music, there were some bops in here. A lot of it was backing tracks, which is good. It was well executed. There was no like action set pieces being played during stealth sequences, but at the same time, there's not that many stealth sequences in the game. There's not that much opportunity, but we'll get to that in a minute. Overall, I think the music served its purpose. It did its job. You know, nothing great, nothing terrible. Polish, I mean, I don't even need to get into this. Just the fact that it's a game that was designed on the original Xbox and then ported over to PC says everything we need to know about the functionality of this game. So like looking at it that way, we have an issue that can cause a lot of problems, especially for when it came out. Even today, it can cause problems with older PCs if you're running like a fucking 06 Dell that you would have in a school classroom. And it's the fact that it requires a good amount of processing power because it only uses one processor and a multi-core processor. And at the same time, it is shutting down one process of like the current level you're in and opening up a new instance of the game to load in the next level. I don't know like who thought that was okay, or maybe that's just how they were able to cram it onto the disc. I don't know, but that's what's here, and it's just I've thought I've seen some crazy shit, you know, in my time of just random shit that devs get things to work, but that it doesn't take the cake. But it's kind of impressive at the same time that they have your computer shut down the game, then reopen a different part of the game. It's kind of funny. Imagine modern games, instead of like squeezing through a tight corridor, instead of like, you know, because that's how they load levels nowadays. If you play God of War, I think The Last of Us did that. I know Tomb Raiders did that, the newer Tomb Raiders. Like you squeeze through these tight areas. Star Wars Jedi Survivor and the first one. You squeeze through these tight areas, they're loading screens. But here they're just like, nah, fuck it. You open the door and have to wait for us to close the game and reopen it. Oh God. I don't know. That's a way to do it. But anyway, that gets a fucking... Beyond that, the game does not run. You have to fuck with it a tremendous amount to get it to run on your computer. Because the resolutions it has on the base game, like I don't think anybody runs those anymore. Which granted, you know, like eventually nobody will run 1080p anymore, period. That's just it. But as many hoops as you have to jump through to get it to work is a joke. But does everything else work in the game? I think so. It does feel unfinished. Like, it's weird for me to say that it's unfinished because it's clearly finished. But when you compare it to the first game, it only feels like half of what was in the first game is there. We have weapon mods, we have bio mods, but we don't have skills. We don't have a skill system, which kind of really set the first game apart, was because like you really got to build into the character you were playing. There's no lockpicking system, you know, that takes away a bit of the player agency in choosing which tools they want to use for which scenario. There, you just have to use a multi-tool now. You don't have that option. Stealth feels non-existent. I mean, I didn't go for the biomod that let me have stealth movement, but I feel like if I'm crouching, that should be good enough in a way. I don't know. It definitely, the game discourages stealth. Because one, you're given a lot of ammo in the game. You're given a lot of ammo in the game. Enemies drop it, you can find it. You have enough multi-tools to dig into safes to get more ammo. You're definitely not incentivized to go quiet. And then on top of that, because of there not being a skill system, you don't have a skill to dedicate melee attacks into. So that's a double whammy for like not encouraging stealth gameplay. Now granted, you have the opportunity to hack into computer systems and convert turrets into friendlies and let them do the work for you, which is cool. That's awesome. That's what we want. But you've given us one thing and taken another one away. And so it could have been like, so a lot of what I see that's wrong with the game is obviously I think they upgraded the engine. Actually, let me look that up right now. Oh, let's see. Deus Ex Game of the Year edition. Let's see here. Can I just get a wiki, please? I don't need to go do a fucking Discord. Let's see here. Really, it's not giving me an engine. What the fuck's the point of this site? Okay, here we go. Deus Ex Wiki. It doesn't have an engine listed on the wiki. Okay, hold on. Let's go to Invisible War engine. Because that can answer a lot of questions. Yeah, why does it not have an engine listed? Okay, so Deus Ex or Invisible War used Unreal Engine 2. So why doesn't... I mean, it was probably an in-house engine. I don't know. I really don't know. Hold up. Here we go. Uses Unreal Engine 1. So they went through an engine upgrade between Deus Ex 1 and 2 to Unreal Engine 1 and 2. They honestly, if they just optimized the engine they had, I honestly think that they would have, I honestly think that they probably would have made a better game in the long run. They're developed by Ion Storm, went defunct in February 9th of 2005. Their last game they released was Thief Deadly Shadows. So yeah, that's not great. They released that a year afterwards. What the fuck? Here, when did Invisible War come out? December 2nd of 2003, and this came out May 25th of 2004. That's 5 or 6 month dev cycle. Oh god, I'm not looking forward to playing this. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, I think the fact that they had an engine upgrade or engine change probably messed with them more than they thought it would. I think that's what happened. And because of that, the overall polish of the game suffered because they weren't able to include the mechanics that offered a more complete experience. Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to be frustrated if they try to run this game. I wonder if I bought an original Xbox and tried to run this, how it would fare. Story, I mean, it's hard to top the Deus Ex 1 story. It truly is. It's so hard to top it. Like, it's damn near impossible. Because there's so much intrigue, and it's almost like you can't recreate it, because like when you play Deus Ex, like you have this expectation of conspiracies and factions warring against each other, and schemes on top of schemes on top of schemes on top of plots that, you know, you like once you experience Deus Ex 1, you can't recreate that. It's like watching any Transformers film, because you know Optimus Prime is going to die somehow, or that Starscream's going to betray Megatron, or that Unicron's the big bad guy, or that Primus is actually the planet Cybertron, or, you know, just whatever. Or like, you know, you don't like, it's like Batman. You don't need to watch the parents get gunned down by Joe Chill every fucking Batman media. You already know that it's part of the character. And so once that's been established, it's hard to recreate that. And I think that's one problem this game had, is that the story was so top notch in Deus Ex 1 that there was no way they could meet that bar. But putting Deus Ex 1 to the side, when we look at the story of this game, well, you can't, because Deus Ex 1 does it so great. Because one, you don't know you're working for the bad guy, right? You kind of just don't know it. You know, you figure it out as the game goes on, but in Invisible War, the game, they just tell you. They just fucking tell you that the WTO or whatever, like, they're not good guys. They tell you that from the get-go. And it's like, why? Why do that? You're essentially putting players on a path to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to align myself with these guys or I'm not. Which doesn't really make sense, because I feel like you take a lot of you give players agency to decide, but at the same time, kind of take it away, because in the first game, you got to know why the NSF are doing what they're doing. You got to know why UNATCO was doing what it was doing. You got to know why the Illuminati wanted to do what it was doing. You got to understand the factions. Here, though, you don't have enough information to go off of, and you are just giving like a blanket statement for each faction, and then you're expected to make a choice. You know, it's like when you go to like a shitty wing place, and they have like 20 different flavors of wings, hot wings, and they have all the sauces listed. And if you don't know the Scoville scale, or you don't have a reference point, all those are the same. And so if you look at it like that, you're just making a blind decision. You don't know what you're getting because you don't have enough information. And that's kind of what they did here. They don't give the player enough information before they start making choices. And it just, I don't know, it's just all over the place. And there's 3 other endings, I think. There has to be. There's Illuminati, Templars, and Leo. He wants to kill all the leaders. That's a hidden ending. You cannot tell me that's not a hidden ending. So for story, I mean, and that's the thing, is like after maybe about the halfway point, the story really does develop, because you get to know more of the factions. You get to know what their motivations are a lot more, even though like there's so much dialogue, it's hard to keep up. because you have multiple people from multiple factions talking to you at the same time, that you kind of get confused on who wants what and what their motivation in this specific mission is. Like, do they want you to kill this person or do they want you to save them? It's easy to get that confused unless you've already decided that you're just going to ally with them. Then it's like, fuck it, I'm just going to do what this one person says and not consider anything else from any of the other factions. It's so poorly done. You can't, like, there's no other way to describe it. I'm trying to think of ways, but it's just so fast. Right at the beginning, you're just blasted with information. And to top it all off, you're trying to learn the game. You're trying to engross yourself into the world, and you can't. You really can't. And the intro of the game is so terrible because it's going into that world that we're still kind of in, where like there's flashy intros for most games, you know, that maybe give you, like, I don't know, it doesn't even do a good job of giving you a hint of what's going on. It feels like it's like a movie trailer almost, the intro does, and it tells you nothing. Whereas if you look at the original, it gives you enough information but doesn't tell you everything. It dangles the carrot in front of you, but you can't reach it just yet. And they just weren't able to do it here. It's like they front loaded everything and then hoped you cared enough to keep going. But I think objectively, I think most people will be confused about what's going on. I was confused because I was just doing things and stuff, and that's what you don't want. You don't want players just doing things and stuff. And there's no mission log or anything for the player. There's nothing. You have a journal, but once those tasks are complete, they go away. Unless they're like in a notes section I didn't check. But it's easy to lose track of what you've done. There's no conversation panel. You don't have a notes panel anymore, which I guess on the original Xbox, you know, you kind of might not want to spend the development time incorporating that, since, you know, there were no keyboards on the original Xbox. But the story, it wasn't going to live up to Deus Ex 1 story. But like, the story sounds like it was written by a fanboy of the first game. And they just said, "Hey, you're making the story of the next game. Here, you have free reign to do what you do." And that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like a fanboy wrote this rather than somebody sitting down and like just thinking about every meticulous detail. So I think most people will get confused. That's just it. And I think the story I think the story sucks for the first half of the game. It really does. You're just existing, and then at some point when you finally get a grasp of what factions are trying to do what, you can finally figure out what's going on. Effectiveness and engagement of gameplay. God. I mean, the gunplay's fine. You know, it's the lack of skills. The biomods got downgraded. I don't like. How many biomods could you have in the first game? Because in this one you have like 5. In the first game, how many could you have? You could have one, let's see, besides the flashlight that we all know about. You could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You could have 9 biomods compared to this game's 5. So almost double from the first game. Let's go ahead and look at that list really quick from the first game of what they were. Well, I can find a list. Deus Ex. So you could have combat strength, microfibril muscle, speed enhancement, run silently, ballistic protection, EMP shield, cloak and radar transparency, aqualung environmental resistance, regeneration, energy shield, power recirculator, synthetic heart, aggressive defense system, spy drone, or vision enhancement targeting. So you had plenty of choices like here. So there was like what, 3 per, so technically that's 15 biomods to choose from. But here you have 2 per 9 slots, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so you have 18. So you lose 3 biomod slots, but they don't feel, but it feels like way less than what you had in the first game, and I don't know why. Mathematically, it's not that many less, but maybe they just felt more useless. No, maybe, I don't know. They just didn't feel good. I don't know why. I could be wrong. Probably am wrong, but it just didn't work. Gunplay, it's gunplay, but the fact that there is no skill system, you can't, you're you know, a one-shotter right from the get-go, which, okay, cool, I can enjoy that, but it takes away from the RPG element of what the game had, you know? That's the thing. It takes away from the RPG elements that the first game had because, you know, like I said in the main review, you know, you might be a god with the op in Counter-Strike, but that doesn't mean JC Denton is. So that added part to the role-playing aspect of the game. Here, though, if you're a god in Counter-Strike with a sniper rifle, you're going to be a god in this game with a sniper rifle. So there goes that role-playing aspect. But I think when this game came out, at least, I think most people could mindlessly turn their mind off and, you know, just shoot, you know, probably loosely follow the story, and they're just kind of going along with it. I think they were able to do that. So I think objectively, then at least they would at least, the barely gameplay that's kind of here would get them going. But for me, it's like there's so much stripped out from the first game that this feels it feels like a half game. It doesn't feel like a full game. It just doesn't. As for replayability and post game, well, there is no post game. That's a fact. There is no post game. Once you beat it, you watch the ending, takes you back to the main menu. So no post game. As for replayability, I don't think it's replayable because why would you want to? Why would you want to? Why would you want to? Because there's not that many side missions in the game, and there's not that many gameplay options. You can't go into a stealth build. You can't go into a melee build. You can't go into a pistol build. You can't go into a rifle build. You can't go into a shotgun build. Your augments are limited, at least it feels like it. You could challenge yourself and never install a biomod or never use a rifle, but like, why would you? Unless you're like a YouTuber and you want that to be like a clickbait video or whatever, you know. I completed Fallout 4 without saving or some bullshit like that. You don't, like, that's not what you're going to do. And I don't think there's enough variability to change how you play the game because there's not that many different gameplay mechanics in a sequel that has less gameplay mechanics than the first iteration of the game. So you're not going to replay it. I think when I played Deus Ex 1, I said that I think I said at the end of the stream review, I said that it's not that replayable, but it's infinitely more replayable than this. But I don't think anybody will go back and play it. And I definitely don't. As for length, is it too long or too short? I think it's just right. The only issue that it really has is the pacing with the story because you're just shotgunned with information at the beginning. And then you have sequences where you spend literally 2 to 3 minutes just listening to dialogue from other characters. you know, the pacing's kind of all over the place, but as for total time in the game, honestly not bad. I can't really complain. You know, if this were a 20-hour title, I would have problems with it. But say what you want, the missions are a bit more streamlined than the ones in the first. Mainly because there's not that much exploring in the game, because the levels aren't that large, so it's kind of easier to go through the game. Oh god. But I think most people will be okay with the length. I think they'll be okay with the length. 9 hours is pretty solid. It's not money wasting short, and it's not mind-numbingly long. So I think it's good there. Because like the only point where I got to where I was like, okay, I'm ready for the game to end was towards the end. So I think we're safe there. So yeah. Environments and differentiation and variability. Okay, so all the environments did look different. So here's like the thing that's tough about this review, at least here. Most of the time when I review games at the end of a stream, I'll make sure that everywhere feels different enough from the previous area. Because if you play certain games, a lot of them just feel like you're in the same general area. Like Call of Duty is a great example. It's a hallway shooter, you know. Those areas can blend together easily. What other? I think it was of Orcs and Men that blended together really well, where everything just kind of looked the same. What other games actually did I review that where everywhere just kind of looked the same? Shadwin, that game, every environment looked the same. Maybe a minor difference here and there, but not enough for it to matter. The Bendy series, kind of the same, but that's a whole nother mess on its own. But yeah. As for this, the environments do look different. They do vary enough from place to place to where they always don't look so similar, which is fine, perfect. They also did throwback environments. You're correct. Yep. Yeah, UNATCO was fun going back through. That's for sure. As fucking rough as it could have been. But here's where this review is going to be a bit different. Is because the environments in Deus Ex 1, they are intricate. They have a lot of little secrets. They have a lot of little ways you can go about going through them. You have vents, you have hidden doors, you have broken walls that you can destroy. You have NPCs you can interact with that will either tell you a place that exists that you can go through, or I think there's one or two that like will grant you access to some of these areas. You can read journals to find different ways into a facility. There's a lot of that in the environmental design of the first game. Here, however, because the levels are so small, the intricacies could not exist simply because of the limitations. Because all the levels are so small, because of the processing power that they had access to, they could only do so much. And it shows. It shows because all these levels are pretty straightforward. There's not many areas that you can just fuck off to and just have something else to do for a minute. The best example that I can think of in the first game, at least, was Hong Kong, because it had a lot going on in it. It had several secret areas in it that you didn't necessarily have to go to, but you had the option to go to. And so that's where this game falters, is because the areas are so small. Every area feels like a hub area almost. It just feels like an area you use to go from one area to another, and you can't do anything with it. You can't do any. It's no fault of the developers. They had to build this for the Xbox, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. This one's tough because, like, yeah, the environments are all different. They are all varied, and they all don't look similar. I mean, fuck, we go to Antarctica, Germany, Egypt, or Cairo at least. You know, like you go to different places and they look like different places. The problem is the overall execution of the areas isn't good because of limitations. So where does that leave people objectively? Are they okay with different locales? If they've never played a Deus Ex game, is this enough for them to appreciate the different places they'll visit? Or do we judge this as a Deus Ex veteran playing the game, and do they like it or do they not? And I think, because, like, here's the thing, like, vent crawling and all that on consoles, I think was like new for original Xbox, unless Splinter Cell 1 had it, maybe? Which I don't know if they did or not. Even if it did, like, when did it come out? But like the environments are good. I mean, they're different from one area to the next, and they blend together well. But you know, by the end of it, you can tell where you are. That's the hard part. I think if we look at this from people who never played a Deus Ex title, I think it'll be okay. I think the vents, elevator shafts, and so we have vents, elevator shafts. We have some catwalks we could use to climb in through windows. Vents on the top of one or two buildings. Yeah, I think for your average person, they'll appreciate the environments. But for me personally, I don't, because I know of what the game is supposed to be, what it's capable of, and this is just not it. As for the entire package, all those things put together, I don't think your average person is going to recommend the game, because it's just typical action guy shooter. It can definitely go into the bargain bin. You know, like, you beat it and this gets sent straight to GameStop when you're done with it. That's really it. I put this in that category, and I think most people will too. I don't think people are trying to play this game unless you're insane like me. So that will get a 0 on the entire package, because I don't think your average COD dude bro is going to enjoy this game. And I know for a fact that I'm not recommending this to anybody I know. I think you can honestly just not play this title. You know, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So objectively, the game gets a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 10. And on my personal opinion, it gets a 1, 2, 3 out of 10. Which is the lowest rated score this year, and hopefully it's the only one that scores this poorly. But if we make it to Thief 3 this year, hopefully we'll find out. Oh man, what a fucking game. Maybe this is why the next games in the series are prequels. Honestly, you know, well, like, here's the thing, from a writing standpoint, they could work with the writing that's presented. You know, they can make a conglomeration of the endings like they did for Deus Ex Invisible War. You know, since they took all of the Deus Ex endings and merged them all together, they could definitely do that here. But it's just, there's just so much wrong with it. There's just so much